Hi all, with Edison Trent here, and today I'd like to discuss some things about the Genesis I think you might have missed. So, I know a lot of the people on the forums are complaining about it's expensive for what you get, but did you actually take a good look at the info? Since the prices depending on what gears comes with the ship, and the gear which you get with the base model, I think some of you might have missed some stuff. And this is not a hate video or overpowered you need to buy this. This is just some things you might have not think about. To start with on the gear. First off, you got 6 size 7 power plants. Not 1, not 2, no 6. This is pretty much fucking a lot of power. You won't be needing to, oh damn, I'm running out of power, so I need to take power away from shields. No, I think you're gonna have enough power in this thing. Of course, also very important, the two size 7 shields. Now some of you may say, well, okay, it got big shields, so what? Well, ties, 2 times size 7 shields are big. You know the Carrack, it only gets one size 6, and this has 2 size 7. Standard. Of course 3, a pair of remote operated turrets, which allow for some good defense. I know these things don't show up in the stats, but CIG says we get them, so we get them most likely. They're not gonna sell an undergunned ship. Sure, it's undergunned compared to a combat ship, but it ain't its main role. And then of course, the one big gimbal turret on the back. I believe it's a size 5, but you know it's concept, so everything's about to change. And then of course not to forget 4 tier 7 engines. Now you may say, well, it needs it because it's big, it's heavy. Well, with these engines, I actually think it's pretty fast, but I get back to that later. There are also Neo Geo engines. The Starline allows for optimal fuel efficiency and all that crap. We don't actually see anything of that yet because we don't yet play that part. But in short term, you can go longer and farther and faster with these things with using less fuel, which gives you a better operation range. Now, many of you are screaming, not enough guns. Well, this ship isn't built for combat, guys. And with the 2 size 7 shields, we've got a lot of defense, and you get sure as enough power to keep them, thanks to those 6 size 7 power plants. It will be likely your aggressors will not even get through your shield. Likely the regeneration with the amount of power you can pump into the shields is so much faster that they won't even get your shields down unless they're with a big group of ships. Also, the size plus mass ratio to the engines is very positive in this ship, which makes me believe it will be a very fast ship. Likely it's even gonna be faster as a Retaliator. Maybe not with the engines as they are standard, you know, you need to configure them maybe to get a bit more speed out of it, but I'm sure it will be a lot faster as most people think. Of course, that means you're gonna sacrifice fuel efficiency, or in short, you will use more fuel times X amount of time. More fuel means you're less fuel efficient, that's the point. And second off, it's also a decent cargo ship. It may not have the biggest cargo, but I think with the speed, the defense, it's a pretty good cargo ship. Plus it can land, which some ships don't, when they have cargo at least. Now, what kind of roles do I see this ship being good for? Well, I got a few. Transporting people and NPCs, of course. That means you can transport people like third class passengers, first class, or second class, just what you want, or mix like it standardly comes. Transporting ships or other vehicles, maybe that one ship dealer wants an extra couple of Hornets. Well, you load them in your cargo, you fly them there. We've seen the Grey Cat easily fit in the ship. It's also known other ships easily fit in it. That does not mean you can unload them from space. As far as we know, this is not possible, and I hope this stays this way because I don't really need a pocket carrier, though some of you do. Of course, 3, the normal transport ship. We all know you can just load it with normal cargo. The places that now use passengers, you can use for cargo. There's no problem with that. It's just a personal opinion. I don't really like this ship for it. I have other ships for that, but everyone has their own choice in this. 4. Being a CNC ship, also known as command and control ship. I think with a good speed and a very good shield, the ship might be used to assist a bigger CNC ship or even be the main CNC ship of a bigger fleet. Now, I'm not saying the base variant is good for it, but we know there will likely be a variant of CNC for this ship. Then of course we got, I have no damn idea how to pronounce it. I know what it stands for, but the SWAX, we all know what that is. That can be a variety of things. 6. Smuggling. Well, I think it got the speed. All you need to do is buy a couple of crates or whatever it is you need to make it invisible on scanners. Also, who the hell of the cops are gonna stand? Hey, there's a Gen Starliner. Better scan that damn asshole, maybe smuggling something. Most likely they will just, oh, this is Genesis. Yeah, probably transporting people. Don't need to scan it. I'll just let you fly by. 7. Transporting of living animals. Very important for something like this is that you need the ability to have life support for a large number of them. Which, seeing this ship can carry up to 100 people with ease, even in the standard variant with life support, I'm sure you can do this with animals too. Now, you might not be interested in animals, but let's say, and you can do this in both the legal way and the illegal way, some dude on his planet likes to have some animals which aren't actually legit. Well, you can fly them there for him, but you maybe also can do it for a legit zoo or something. I'm sure there are also enough pets which are allowed, but that's a totally different topic. I'm not gonna expand on that, I'm just gonna leave it at transporting of living animals. 8. Troop transporter. Yep, we know this variant is probably gonna get there. Those troops need some place to get from the star system to the bigger ships, to the Idrises, and there are other bigger ships, the corvettes, and every other ship, like, of course not to forget the Banum. The Bengal carrier is also very important. That thing ain't gonna come home to anytime someone needs to reload, no. They're gonna use different ships to load that ship, because that ship will be slow as fuck. So it'll likely be there for. 9. Racing steams home. Well, let's say you and your friends are really into racing. I see the ship as being perfect to be your home. You just load your race ships in and go travel to wherever the races are. You can also have enough space to make a little living area on the top floor, and on the bottom floor you can easily fit the ships I say at least 4 or 5 you can fit in there if I look at it, but that may be a little bit too enthusiastic, maybe only 2 or 3, but you can also use the space for the stuff to repair the ships, which of course is very important. Then, and this is something most people won't really like, is just purely for a role-playing base. Now, this can mean many things. And when I say many things, is you can make it a fucking wedding chapel if you like. There's no problem with me with it. Just don't expect me to get married in your game, most likely. Unless I meet a really nice girl, then I might. And also, one of the things most people forget, ship stats. Most people are currently focusing too much at the current stats. I think the current stats will likely change to 7 or 8 times. Also, people say, well, I don't see those extra 2 turns you said. They don't turn up in the stats. Well, might I remind people to go look at the Banu measurement stats, and last time I checked them, they were updated, and the Banu measurement is totally weaponless. We know. We've seen fan art, pictures from CIG, that it has at least those 2 big ass giant cannons in the front. They're not in the stats. Why should all these weapons be in the stats? Also, we know that there's a combat variant, no, not really combat, but a military variant. That one will likely be a lot better armored. Now, I say, if you really want something to be more beefy, get the combat variant, but personally, I think it's a great ship. And yeah, the price is a bit high, but when you look at what you get for it, I for God's sake think the price is totally worth it. Because those 2 shields, those 6 energy or power plants or however you want to call them, those are really unique. Most ships only get 1 or 2. The 890 jump, for God's sake, only has 2 power plants. Most of the ships only got 1. And this ship has 6 of them. Just think about that. And I hope you like this video. If you do, please go like and subscribe it. If you don't like it, well then don't. And if you want, please leave a comment in the YouTube. I mainly did this video with the sound because I know many of you people have a problem with reading my English, and I'm sorry for it. I'm really trying to improve every single day. But I hope you like this. That's why I also made a video with this post. The video you can just click on, you get to YouTube, like, favorite, comment. If you want, subscribe, but I won't force anyone to anything, and I don't want to. So, see you later, and I hope to see you in the verse.